A small groan above me reminds me that Lily retired to rest on her bed for a few minutes ago. Oh, did they got drunk? Almost completely drained of energy, I managed to stand up and drag myself to the side of the bed, sitting down and leaning my back against it. Good God. Oh, of course. Oh my God, they actually did it. They've actually done it. I mean, not did it. Fuck me. Oh man. Oh, I hope. Oh, are things gonna get really juicy from here? Oh God. I can't wait. Let's see. This might be the part where I'm probably gonna have to age restrict. Who knows? Good God. Lily's groan sounds lifeless. Too much to drink. I can't believe this is actually happening. Holy shit. My head hurts. Yeah, too much to drink. I rest my head back and idly stare at the ceiling. What an unmitigated disaster. Oh my God. I wish I could get drunk with a girl. Though, that could be... I mean, that could be good, but it could be really bad at the same time. Because what if we both have unconsensual sex, you know? I mean, I guess both of us drunk with one person sober to make sure we don't do anything stupid. That would be a good thing. But in this game, all three are drunk, so that's kind of impossible. I rest my head back idly and stare at the ceiling, and what an unmitigated disaster. Like proper idiots, we all drank the night away with one glass after another. Hanako simply fell to the side asleep, and it's a miracle. I don't feel as ill as Lily. Hey, Hisayo, I'm sorry about today. I didn't think this would happen. It's fine, Lily. To tell the truth, I had a lot of fun today. Really? I think Hanako did too. No, she certainly did. There's a short silence before another groan resounds from the supine Lily. You okay? As you said, I just drank too much. What's the time? The time, it's... I quickly look at my wristwatch. Its numerals very legible in the gloom. Okay, also, I'm guessing this does take place on a weekend, because how else would they celebrate a birthday and then... You know, they get drunk like that. Unless it's maybe after class, I don't know, and at night, I'm not sure. Yeah, so, you know, it's barely legible in the gloom. About midnight. Curfew's in effect then. Aw, shit. Yeah, I guess as much. We'll all have to sleep here for tonight. Oh, yeah, just as I thought. As soon as I say it, I hear the sheets moving as Lily starts to sit up. Hanako? No, go back to sleep, don't try to get up. Also, I realized that they're able to communicate even though they drank so much. I'm surprised that they're still sober enough to develop a few words and not slurring their speech, you know? I mean... I don't know, I'm trying to remember the times where... I mean, because I have gotten drunk before to the point where I literally blacked out as I... Did I mention this in my Luigi's Mansion gameplay when I went to Canada? Maybe, I'm not sure. But yeah, I drank too much to the point where I was fully conscious and aware of what's happening. But, you know, I was very, like, just laughing and, like, just happy and shit because I was so drunk. But I was still... But from what I can remember, I could still talk properly. I don't think I was slurring. I don't know. I mean, that was from my consciousness, but I haven't heard from other people's opinions about it. So, but yeah, I kind of blacked out to the, like, where I didn't remember I ate cake for dessert. And I don't know, maybe that might be the point where I started to slur my speech because I was so, you know, drunk. But yeah, I mean, I'm just surprised that they're still sober enough to properly speak and stuff, so, you know. Yeah, don't try to get up. Hisayo, I have to. You're in worse shape than me by any stretch. Get some rest. But what about... I'll grab some spare blankets and put them over her. Don't worry. As I give a deep yawn and stand to retrieve them, I hear her lie back down with a soft thud. Thank you, Hisayo. No problem, it's the least I can do. You look outright wasted. I'm not wasted, just a little bit tired. She starts pouting, a slight slur beginning to distort her words as the alcohol takes hold of her again. Okay, there you go. I grab a couple of blankets rolled up at the end of her bed. Quietly walking over to Hanako, I carefully lay the blankets over her peacefully sleeping figure, making sure not to wake her up. The thick smell of alcohol coming off her breath makes me doubt she'd wake up no matter what I did though. I stand and take one last measure of the room. 2 girls, both very drunk, and 1 guy sleeping overnight with them in the female students' dorm. What a scandal that'd be if it broke out. Oh yeah, definitely. As I move to sit back down at the side of the bed, I steal one last glance at Lily. Her sprawling, disheveled figure lies resting peacefully, slightly turned to the side. I crouch down to get a better look. Her white skin blends in with the white pillow of the bed, a look of slumber-born peacefulness on her face. Usually she seems so confident and forward, always there and caring for Hanako. Now though, she seems painfully delicate. I think back to Hanako's presence. I thought it'd be a nice occasion for her, but I'd hardly expected it to be so moving. One birthday after another, year after year. Just she and Lily all alone. I guess it wasn't just the presence she liked. Resigning myself to an uncomfortable sleep, I sit down at the side of the bed once again and rest my tired arms beside me. Hey, Hisayo? Lily's voice is so quiet I can barely hear it. She must be on the verge of sleep. Yeah? Thank you. Thank you for what? For being here. That's okay. As I hear a deep breath, it's obvious Lily's gone to sleep. After closing my eyes, it doesn't take long for slumber to take me as well. Hisayo? Oh, who was this? Hisayo, are you? What's this? The soft, barely audible voice lingering in my ear slowly wakes me. I wish I could be awoken like this more often. With a mumble, I slowly open my... Oh god. Whoa! Oh, did they take it by surprise at the face hovering curiously mere millimeters from mine? I make our heads collide with a harsh thud. The impact of our foreheads caused both of us to fall backwards and yelp in pain. Lily sounding more like a squeak toy than a person. Oh my god, did they sleep together? Ow, ow, ow. I slowly rub my forehead with one hand, supporting myself with the other. Lily lies a few feet ahead, doing just the same, her face obviously pained. Sorry, your face was kinda close and I acted on reflex. You okay? My head. It seems she's not actually okay. Come to think of it, I doubt that the impact alone is what's causing her head so much pain. Oh, she had a hangover? Hangover? You drank a fair bit last night. She silently nods in confirmation as I lever myself up. I offer a hand to her and help her back onto her feet. Glancing behind her, I find that Hanako's still fast asleep. It's not fair, I only drank as much as you did. That's very different from what I remember, and anyway, girls have a lower tolerance than men. Yeah. That's very true. That doesn't help. Fine, I'll get you a glass of water. Just be careful not to trip over Hanako. I rub the sleep out of my eyes, or at least some of it, as I walk to the counter. Excuse me. Tending to someone with a hangover isn't the way I like to spend a morning. It only takes a few seconds for the glass to fill the clear water reflecting the silver of light that makes it through the thin curtains. It looks like Lily's taken a seat on the side of the bed. I walk over to her while taking care to step over the peacefully sleeping Hanako and place the glass into her outstretched hands. Thank you. No problem. I take a seat next to her, the soft bed having a surprising amount of give. She drinks slowly and methodically. A long silence passes with only Hanako's soft breathing to be heard. With some measure of guilt, I look at Lily's face and attempt to read her expression. Her brow is furrowed and she looks to be lost in thought. For For a moment I hesitate, but eventually place a hand on her shoulder in an attempt to reassure her. I didn't expect her to flinch rather noticeably at that, though. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Lily quickly shakes her head in a manner somewhat more violent than usual for her. She takes a long breath to steady herself before letting her head sink. I must look terrible right now. I moved to protest, but quickly realized that it would be futile to do so. That said, I want her to open up more. If you want to talk about anything, I'm here. Lily gives a self-depreciating snort as if to mock her own emotions. There's just a lot happening right now. I'm sorry for being so strange recently, especially back when we were in town. Even now, I'm a bit confused about everything. Believe me, I know how that feels. She smiles wistfully, resting a cheek on the backs of her fingers. We're a couple of broken young fools, aren't we? Come on, don't say that. Come graduation, we'll be back out into the real world. The real world, sometimes I surprise myself with the way I think about things. I guess the strange divorced feeling of Yamaku in the surrounding town compared to the outside world still hasn't become natural. Maybe it will. It never will. It's strange in hindsight. Being isolated from society like this doesn't feel as bad as it probably should. A wry grin on her face, Lily seems to share the same sense of amusement at the idea. Eventually, though, her smile drops. I'll be going back to Scotland for a week or two soon. Oh, is that why we had to reschedule Hanako's birthday party? She gives an affirmative nod. You'll be able to see your family again, at least. You're not looking forward to it. You're not looking forward to it. I thought it was her speaking, my bad. I haven't met my family in 6 years. I don't even know how to act around them anymore. Wait, what? My mouth hangs open as I try to process what she said. If she's 18, that means she'd have been only 12 when they left. I may have seen very little of my parents, what with them both working long hours, but that's... I feel utterly useless as I struggle to find some way to respond. But why? Why did they leave, or why are they inviting Akira and me back? Both, I suppose. My father's business has its headquarters in Scotland, and an executive position became available for him there. In the end, he had to move permanently. My mother followed him, but Akira and I stayed in Japan for the sake of both Akira's job with the Japanese branch of my father's company and my education. As for the latter, one of my aunts is gravely sick. I'm sorry. Don't be. It feels strange, really. We're being summoned there for her, yet we've barely met before. I can't even remember the sound of her voice. Equally strange is the total lack of antipathy she feels towards her family for doing such a thing. I can't help feeling slightly humbled. That said, her wistful exterior is just hiding her emotions. Seeing her like this is depressing. Knowing what to do, I lift myself off the bed. Lily notices the bed's movements, her head perking up and her hand reaching sideways to feel where I was. Hisayo? I walk over to my bag, still leaning against the wall, unbuckling the front flap and retrieving the opaque bag from within. I take the small plain box in my hands. Oh, I knew it. I knew that the doll would be for Hanako and the music box would be for her. I mean, granted, I didn't really mention this before, but I kind of had a feeling, music box for a deaf person, so yeah. I'm not saying I called it, though, of course not. And it's kind of obvious in the game as to what it would entail later on, so... Hold your hands out, Lily. She looks surprised for a moment, but eventually acquiesces. Never heard that word. Oh, it's a music box. I'm amused by her look of curiosity when I place the music box into her open palms, her typical delicate way of handling it, making it seem as if it were fragile enough to break if breathed on. She wordlessly brings it in front of her face, her slender fingers feeling out its contours and patterning. Eventually, her fingers find the crescent line between the lid and body of the box, and her thumb effortlessly pops open the lid. I take a seat on the bed next to her, watching her face silently and intently. She sits completely emotionless as she listens to the diminutive tiny melody, her mouth just slightly open. It takes a long while before she closes the lid with a small snap, bringing the curtain down on the miniature performance playing in her hands. Oh, I wish I could listen to the whole thing in the music box, but then again, I thought it was going to go along with the text and stuff, so I apologize, but, I mean, you know, you can just find it somewhere else, the music and stuff, so. Oh yeah, it's somewhere on YouTube, the soundtrack, it's definitely there, right? So yeah. A smile on her face gently and wistfully shows that I made the right decision. Think of it as a going-away present for your trip to Scotland. I will. A restless shuffling can be heard from the floor in front of us, the sound having woken Hanako. She climbs out of the blankets I put over her, looking befuddled and wiping the sleep from her eyes. I see you're finally up. What? Hanako looks around the room with her eyes only half open and her mind far from being as awake as her body. Her dazed state makes me and Lily chuckle. As Lily gets off the bed and tends to Hanako, I take one last look around the room. I guess I'd better get going then. There'll be questions if I am seen leaving the girls' dormitories in the morning. Goodbye, Hisaya. Oh, goodbye. I stand and walk to the door, picking up my somewhat lighter bag along the way. After I leave the room and enter the hallway, though, I hear Lily's footsteps behind me. What's wrong? Without a word, she strides up to me. I freeze as I feel her hand slide onto my cheek, seemingly every nerve taking in the feeling of her fingers and palm upon it. Immediately after her face slowly moves next to mine, they're gonna kiss next to mine, a light momentary touch of her lips brushing against my other cheek. Oh wait, kissing on his cheek, I guess. For a moment, everything seems to stand still. I absentmindedly bring my fingers to my cheek as if to try to recapture that fleeting feeling. Lily. That's my thank you, Hisayo. Thank you. For your present, have a nice day in school. Oh, okay, it was just a kiss on the cheek. Good enough. And with that, she disappears behind her door and gently closes it, the muffled voices of her and Hanako audible through it, much as they were yesterday night. I think I'd be hard-pressed not to have a nice day after that. I walk away with a certain spring to my step. I think there were some people around that glanced at me emerging from the girls' dormitory building, but I find it difficult to care. Oh my god, that was so nice. God damn it. I wish I had a girlfriend. I really do. Hee-chan. Hold on. Oh yeah, I think I could still keep on going. Go away. Hee-chan. Leave me alone. Come on, Hee-chan. Let me sleep. What, are they in his room? After 2 nights of not being able to sleep at all, the last thing I want is to be woken when I finally manage to. It may be the last period of class with a textbook as my pillow, but I'll take whatever sleep I can get at by this point. Oh, he's sleeping in class. Of course. See, Hee-chan? Even Shi-chan wants you to get up. I don't care what Shizune wants, leave me alone. Jeez, Hee-chan, I'll just have to wake. Wait, Misha's going to... You... This is bad. Oh god! I'm up, you don't have to. What did she do? I can feel my face flowering into a scarlet red blush. What? The students still in class are sitting bolt upright and staring at the shouting fool who was sleeping just moments before. Damn it! I let my head smack back down on the table with a noticeable thud. What did she do? Did he actually just woke up by himself thinking that she would do something or what? Oh my god. Wahahaha. Misha's trademark uncontrolled laughter reverberates through the classroom. Damn. As I turn my mournful eyes to the bespectacled Shizune beside her, she carefully adjusts her glasses, desperately trying to maintain a look of serious disapproval. She's wild, I have to admit. Narrowing my eyes, I could see the badly hidden grin spreading across her face. It too's Shizune? Shizune looks away quickly as she crosses her arms tightly, barely on the edge of her control. Wahahahaha. Misha's laughter doubles in volume as she glances at Shizune. All I could do is drag my hand down my face in resignation. You two. Who was the one who slept in class, Hee-chan? Yeah, it was me. Poor Shi-chan was having a fit trying to wake you up, weren't you? I moved my eyes back to the standoffish Shizune, who, with a single puff of confirmation, returns to looking away with her arms crossed. Why was Shizune trying to wake me up? Shi-chan wanted to give you the handouts the substitute teacher gave out while Hee-chan was sleeping. Handouts? Oh! I suddenly find 2 sheets of paper thrust down in front of my face. Following the hand holding them, I see the still pouting figure looking down at me with a distinct scowl. I guess I really am in the wrong here. I'm sorry about that. No dice, her irritated face still holds. I clasp my hands together and flick my head downwards in apology. Very, very sorry. Oh my god. She huffs and simply drops the papers on the desk. Damn. I look up over my hands to see Shizune and Misha signing frantically to each other, a look of frustration on Shizune's face. It looks to be less of a dialogue and more of a tirade punctuated with sidelong glances at me. To say it's unsettling is an understatement. The two suddenly stop signing and look at me in unison, both having exactly the same look of disapproval. In one fluid motion, Misha's hand suddenly extends high above me and comes rocketing down. Oh god! Before I can even hope to react, my head is sent bouncing up and down like a jack-in-the-box. I quickly bring my hands to my head, more out of reflex than actual pain. Ow, what was that for? Did she just whack me on the head? God damn. I open my eyes to see the two grinning at each other while exchanging an enthusiastic thumbs up. Shi-chan says she forgives you now, Hee-chan. Oh my god. Could you forgive me with a little less force next time? Wahahahaha. I look at the two with a blank face, Misha and Shizune, one Hisayo kneel. Oh, Shi-chan also says that you should check your student mail more often. Oh, sorry, that was me. I accidentally bumped my desk, so... She produces a bright yellow envelope and hands it over with an exuberant grin. Strange, who could have written me a letter? Now is not the time and most definitely not the place to find out, though. Giving up on the nap so cruelly stolen from me, I rub my forehead and slowly get up, putting the sheets and envelope in my bag before swinging it over my shoulder. I take a step back and move to depart with a small bow, while Misha clutches her sides laughing and Shizune nods back in a curt farewell. I join the flow of students exiting the open door and turn the corner into the hallway, only to end up face to face with Hanako. Whoa, hey Hanako. Good afternoon, Hisayo. Silence falls between us as busily chatting students pass us by. She's fidgeting constantly, her eyes drawn to her rather unremarkable footwear. I take the bridge of my nose in my fingers while I blink my eyes heavily in an attempt to make things seem clearer. Excuse me. I'm barely staying awake as it is. Hanako, you want to say something? What is it? I wanted to give you this. She holds out a small rectangular piece of paper. I blink again to make out the text through barely open eyes, slowly starting to make out what's written. 2 eggs, 1 bread of loaf, 1 whole grain cereal, 1 thymay. Whatever. What is that? Thymay? I don't know what that is. A shopping list. I look upwards, raising an eyebrow. I usually go shopping with Lily, but I can't come, so... You want me to run errands for you? It's okay if you don't want to. I just thought that maybe, Oh, is she kind of shy? Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, obviously, but, you know. She's panicking. I sigh. Yet another battle lost, though this time by a weakly fought surrender. I smile tiredly and rest a hand on her head to calm her down. It's fine. I was going to go anyway. Just the stuff on the list? She nods, then bows deeply twice, as if to make her gratitude perfectly clear. We're going to meet outside the school gates at 6. Thank you. I was going to get it, but I need to study for the test tomorrow. Not rest. Fuck it. Fuck me. Test? Ah, that's right. Science. How are you doing with it? She brightens ever so slightly. I've been spending more time on it than before. I think I could do okay. Good work then. She too starts smiling and much more earnestly than I at that. I have full confidence that I could do fine in it without any extra studying, but the fact that she's putting in the effort instead of just reading in the library is heartening. I'll grab your stuff and take it to your dorm in the evening. See ya! With a small wave, we part ways. I'll go do my homework before meeting Lily. I should be able to take care of it in time. Wrangling with a particularly complicated math problem has caused me to be a little bit late for my meeting with Lily. Only a couple of minutes, but enough to make me step smartly out into the courtyard and to the school gate. I make a right turn and start my way towards the small town below, leaving a few students turning the other way to the bus station. I slip my right hand into my pocket as I walk in the orange sunlight of dusk. Thankfully, the sweltering summer heat started to die down, making way for a pleasant, cool breeze. When I stretch my hands high above my head, a familiar figure takes form, a cane in her right hand. Ah, Lily! She stops and turns around, swiveling her head slightly to try and work out exactly where the voice came from. Hey, it's me. I quickly catch up to her, coming in beside her and matching her slow pace as we resume walking. Good afternoon, Hisayo. Hi there. I glance up at the sky. A distinct tinge of orange discolors the clouds, washing the footpath in its light. Long shadows from the trees fall across the wide road down the hill. So, Hisayo, what brings you here? Just going to town to grab some groceries. Hanako sent me. Hanako sent you? Yeah, she said she needed to study for a test tomorrow. I was going to come down anyway, so I'll just buy her stuff as well. Oh, okay. I also realized, okay, she wants to study more, so she wanted me to get some stuff. I thought she wanted me to go with her because Lily was, like out or something, or busy leaving, if you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, my bad. It was the other way around. Unspoken is that Lily really could use some help to get food, but it's an obvious fact that neither of us needs to state. It's good to hear she's studying for it. I thought the same thing when she asked me to come with you. We continue walking down the street, the familiar sound of her cane echoing through the air as we go. Except for the occasional passing car and the leaves whispering in the branches, there's a blissful silence. Thank God I could finally relax for the first time today. I glance over at Lily. That porcelain face of hers never seems to lack that air of relaxed confidence. I guess the same could be said of her personality, too. As she silently walks, her face remaining pointed to the street ahead of her, I look ahead and savor the cool air blowing over my face. This is probably the calmest moment I have had since the about face my life took so recently. To have it while walking to get some groceries, what a weird life. I feel the crumpled up note rubbing against my hand in my pocket and pull it out to check its contents. Let's see here. Eggs, bread, cereal, thyme, lettuce, shaved ham. That sounds like quite a bit to carry back along with your own. Yeah, just how much does this girl eat anyway? Let My mind suddenly clicks that yes, there actually is a person beside me. Oh wait, I mean, implying that she's probably fat. She laughs wholeheartedly. My Hisao. Her giggles punctuate her words, though she's making a little effort to suppress them. Quite direct today, aren't we? Yeah, you got me there. Still, it is quite a bit. Usually I go shopping with Hanako, so I know what she buys. It's the same thing every week. Huh, she a good cook? She gives a nervous giggle. It's usually me who ends up cooking. I used to do so for Akira, so it's no problem doing it for Hanako as well. You can cook, but... A short hum with an amused lilt emanates from beside me. I wonder if the fact that she seems amused by my comments so often is actually genuine, or rather just from a want to make me more comfortable in addressing her blindness. There are ways around it. Some meals are more difficult to cook than others because of being unable to see what I'm doing, but it usually only takes a little more time. Fingers can double as very useful measurement tools, for example. It makes sense, but she'd have to be pretty careful not to hurt herself. I wonder how many times that's happened, given that it sounds like she's cooked alone for possibly years while Akira worked and her parents were gone. With that, the conversation trails off. Compared to the awkward silence of Hanako, Lily seems genuinely content to say what she thinks and stay quiet when there is nothing to say. The slick road under my feet is bathed in an orange glow, the occasional fallen leaf crunching underfoot as we walk. I let out a deep yawn, my lack of sleep coming back to haunt me. Did you not get much sleep last night? I couldn't sleep at all for the last 2 nights, probably insomnia. Lily's face suddenly becomes worried. It feels like a personal failure every time she gets worried about my well-being, even if it's genuinely nice to know someone cares. You have insomnia? Aren't you going to see the nurse about it? Nah, no real need. It's happened before a few times. My meds screw with my sleeping occasionally. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Come on, it's not your fault. At least I shouldn't have any trouble getting to sleep tonight. You do worry me sometimes. I worry you? I reach around and scratch the back of my neck. I kind of want to address this. Hey, Lily. I don't mean to sound weird, but please try to forget about my heart condition. She looks kind of lost. I hardly blame her. I guess what I'm trying to get at is just don't treat me differently because of it. She bows her head slightly, her white cheeks reddening almost imperceptibly. I can't pronounce it, sorry. It's only natural to worry about those around you. Well, it's still nice to know there's someone like that out there. It may be somewhat embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. Lily takes a breath to regain her composure and manages a gentle smile, though her cheeks remain flushed. The final downhill walk to the store passes in silence.